Dear ladies and gentlemen, my presentation today is about extension of active and healthy life. This presentation based on weak and super weak fields. These fields is rather difficult or impossible to detect, but they can give very good effect. 100 years ago, Alexander Gurevich discovered ultra-weak informational radiation of plants. And actually, on basis of this discovery, Biotron technology works. It's rather obviously that young organism can have good effect on old one. But during last decades, thousands of experiments was done. They transfused blood, organs. They made rather many experiments like parabiosis, when young and old mouse put together so that blood exchange between them. Result is zero or negative. The only brilliant scientist, Eugeniy Komrakov from Khabarovsk, discovered that not blood transfusion or organs transfusion, but using focused, concentrated biological emission from young objects to old have good effect. He make a device, Biotron, which was big copper ball, 2.5 tons of copper was there. And here we can see stand with plants, young plants, and here it is place for patient, bed for patient. I visited Xi'an in 2008, and actually after 21 sessions, I have good effect. I throw out my glasses and in other different things was very good for my health. And I believed in this technology and tried to agree with Eugeniy Komrakov about cooperation, but failed. That time, people said that Biotron is very mysterious device. Nobody understands how it's working, but it's very easy. Actually, here you can see two sections of Biotron Xi'an, and main idea is all plants here emit to this part of sphere, and this part of sphere concentrate, focusing bioenergy of these plants on the patient. And we can see here focal zone. And here also focal zone, but on this plane, we can see that focal zone is not very effective because much bioenergy just pass through. And idea of my invention was that I shift this part of sphere to the center here on the distance radius, not diameter, but radius. And then this focal zone also shifted here. And it's appear here common focal zone. This is picture from my patent. Here is two parts of sphere at a distance of radius, and we can see here common focal zone. This is modeling of such device in the optical range in the ZEMEX program. This is example of big Biotron eco. Last one was built in Vietnam 2018. Here we can see one part of sphere, another part of sphere behind of plants, and on the middle we can see bed for patient. Jiang Kanjin died in 2018. And 2019, official follows from China come to me, and we agreed about cooperation. Unfortunately, COVID pushed us back on 3.5 years, but anyway, we continue now, and I supplied them such office Biotron for reflex office Biotron, and they compared with this one and found that my Biotron is more efficient in spite of its 100 times cheaper. This is plant activity chart. Here is age of plants, and we can see that the best time to use plants in Biotron is from 5th day to 10th day, actually to 12 days. We found that 12 days. This is compact models of two reflex Biotrons. This is home Biotrons where you can sleep whole night. So it is not many plants, but anyway, we are sleeping every day 8 hours, and this time for nothing. But here we can use this with good effect to health. Usually 7 nights per month. Why 7 nights? Because 7 days plants working. This is two reflex Biotron which I produced before. And if we will see on a section of it, we can see that focal zone is not very effective because it's too big, bigger than patient. And much bioenergy just passed through. I made 4 reflex Biotron, yes, and it permit to have efficiency 2 times better with the same size, with the same quantity of metal, but I make focal zone more compact, and result was at least 2 times. Here, office for reflex Biotron, And here, professional one. I used two models of Office Biotron here, and we pushed these models apart. Patient go inside, lay inside, and we shift models together. This camera is for whole body. This is very effective sitting Biotron. It consists of 8 reflectors and 8 parts of focal zone here in the center, where is patient are sitting. Patient is sitting. This is effect of microelectronic fields. Photo made by special equipment with some filters, and we can see all plants emit, and even plants on the window, and also even some leaves on the trees in the street. We are going to arrange mass production in Biotrons in China. Computer modeling was made, matrix to print reflectors was produced, and this is prototype with plastic reflectors with superimposed mirror aluminum inside. This is a rather funny thing. Several companies in China trying to do business with Biotrons. And Chinese woman, Ma visited Jiang Kanzheng and decided that Jiang Kanzheng not clever enough. She decided that she is much clever, and she put a bed in the big copper ball. She put bed in the center. On the right, you can see a picture from Jiang Kanzheng patent. Here is focal zones in the sphere. And Jiang installed here bed for patient, and here plants. Yes. But Marima just installed bed in the center, where no any focal zones. So this is just for nothing. This is very expensive equipment, very expensive device, just for nothing. It was a very interesting experiment with old mice. We start experiment when mice was age more than 60 years by human standards. And we divided by 3 groups, 12 mice each. It was one group in the center, in focus, one group outside of a focal zone inside Biotron at the wall, and third one was controlled. Result is rather good. We have here control group, here inside Biotron, but outside of focal zone. We can see here quality of life was better, but maximum lifespan is not big difference, only 20 days. But experimental group, which was in the center, in the focal zone, lived several months more. And we can see here monthly video of mice, I remind all mice is the same age. And we can see already here a big difference in looking, how they looking, and big difference in activity, especially compare control group with experimental group in focal zone. This mice is at the wall inside Biotron, but outside of focal zone. They are also rather active. For example, now all mice have age 84 years by human standards. Now 88 years. And you can see all mice in control group actually no moving, just laying, ill, and so on. And all mice in focal zone is looking very good and very active. Now we can see that all control group mice died, but only one mouse still alive in group at the wall. And we can see that this mice in focal zone is very active. You can see now age of mice 96 years, and all control groups died, but we can see how they look and how they moving. They look like young. Of course, they die. For example, for last month was three mice died, but they died on the run. They are not laying, they are not ill, but just running and died suddenly. It's very good thing. I believe everybody dream to die like this, because it is live longer, good looking, and suddenly died on the run. This is two mice left, also rather active, 106 years old. And last mouse died 110 years. Now she has 1008 years old. We also measure activity of mobility of mice using international methodic to measure mobility. We count some events and later calculate all these events and make a graph. This is an experiment with white mice infected with cancer. It was done by very famous institute, biological institute in Pushchino, and I have a big report. They make many different things, including blood analysis. And here we can see a big difference in blood analysis. For example, here, erythrocyte. This is norm. And in the focal zone, norm. But rest is much less. And they are was going to continue, but still not. This is modeling of toxicity of mice. It was infected to all mice. It was injected cyclophosphamide meat. This is medicine which is using during chemical therapy. And dose was so that half of mice should die, 50% die. And the control group, which is red, in 1 month die 50%. And they have very strong ill here. But mice which use Biotron from time to time, no one died and they ill not long. This is good example that Biotron can be used as a rehabilitation after chemical therapy. This is good and interesting experiment. We used, instead of plants, baby mice. Baby mice age 1.5 months. And we used this construction of Biotron. Here were baby mice, and here were very old mice with age more than 2 years. So it is more than 80 years old in human standards. And we can see that mice and Biotron lived 2 times longer from the beginning of experiment. 1st of April we begin experiment, and all control group died to the 1st of August, but these mice lived up to December. If we compare square here and square here, it's about 2 times. So you can judge by 1 glance. And what about human? If baby mice very good for old mice, what is for people? Children. But it's impossible because of ethical problems, ethical things. And what to do? 1.5 years ago, I found this table. This table is compatibility of different animals on genome. And we can see, for example, it's some common opinion that pigs are rather close to people. It's so by size of organ. For example, size of heart is about the same as size of heart of pig. Also lungs, also liver, kidney. But if we will compare genome, it's very big difference. Pig is here, together with hippo, whales, dolphin, but human is here. And here, different monkey. Yes, and after monkey, we can see rabbit. Rat and mouse also not too far, but rabbit is very close. And I was in Vietnam 1.5 years ago, and I made a special Biotron which can be used for rabbits. And I passed 10 sessions together with 18 rabbits, age from 1 to 1.5 months. And I don't know about health effect because I had no any diagnostic to check, but for sure it is very convenient because rabbits have no smell, rabbits have no noise, they are very clean. and also they are looking very good. And it's also cheap. For example, here, farmer discharge a Biotron with rabbits, and they are looking actually very nice. And I believe I will continue. I believe that using of rabbits, it's a rather good future. But of course, you cannot keep a rabbit farm at home. At home is better to use plants. It is also checked, have a good effect, and so. Now about nematodes. Nematodes is small worms, consist of 1,000 cells only, and we made 50 experiments with nematodes. All scientists in the world use nematodes as first stage. If new technology or new medicine or something like this, they try on nematodes. If effect, then you can continue. If no effect, then stop. No chance, nearly no chance to go further. So we made more than 50 experiments, different experiments with nematodes. They live in only 16 days. For example, to have experiments with mice, it is necessary to wait 2.5 years. With human, 70 years. But nematodes is very useful animals living only 16 days. And we made rather many different experiments. For example, this is a control group. We installed it between plants in Biotron. And here is center of the bed. It is focal zone. And we can see that this group, blue, is living as usual, as usual control group, only 16 days. But this group living 20 days, so 21% longer. Everybody thinking that here the best place, but here is the best place in the focal zone. Also, we made very interesting several experiments, 9 experiments, independent. We had 3 groups of nematodes. One group we put inside Biotron with plants. One group we put inside Biotron without plants, and it was controlled. And we can see result that control and without plants just the same. No any life extension. But in Biotron with plants, it is 25% average life extension. This is interesting experiment. We used baby mice and tried to effect on nematodes. We were not sure about results, and we had 3 different groups. One group control, one group we keep 1 hour, and one group we keep 3 hours. And what we found that this is control group, this is 1 hour, this is 3 hours. And we can see by graph also, especially last part of life, 3 hours much worse. So it means it was overdose. So this technology have also overdose. We should be careful. This is a very small Biotron for food. You can put food here. Sorry. We can put food here and or hand. And we check this small Biotron with nematodes and can see a result. Even this very small device with only two trays of plants give us 15% extension of life of nematodes. And it was actually, it was done. My colleague have experience in Sujok therapy more than 10 years, more than 20 years. And he come to me and say, why you make so big Biotrons? Make small one. It's the same. And I made it. It's for reflex Biotron. It's rather strong, but it's very small. And it's also very good for laboratory use. This is also interesting in experiment with water. We just bought water from the shop and put 3 bottles in focal zone, 3 bottles outside focal zone inside Biotron, and control 3 bottles of and give this water to laboratory, special laboratory in Moscow University. And they found that water in focal zone is much better than other. Yes. So we are consist of water. 70% of us is water. And it means that when we learn in Biotron, Biotron change, make our water inside us better. This is a new experiment. We use white female mice, and they are very weak after 4 or 5 pregnancy. And usually they just give these mice to for meat, to zoo, for eagles or some other animals who eat mice. And we took this mice, made 2 groups, 15 white mice each, and we can see now 75 days from beginning of experiment. And up to now, 18 mice alive in Biotron group, 6 mice only alive in control. And activity also very big difference. You can see here activity of mice. This is 2 group, control on the right and Biotron on the left. And you can see that activity is much better. We will continue, and I believe all mice in control group will die in 1.5 months or something like this. But as to mice in Biotron group, I believe we should wait a rather long time. This is my mother. Left picture is she was 89. Then 90 and 92. In less than in 1 month, she will 93. And 89, she was ready to die. She cannot to go to the shop. She cannot walk on the land. So absolutely ready to die. But I was lucky and have already small Biotron, and she started to use it every month, 7 nights inside Biotron. And actually, now she is doing everything. She is very active. She is saying that she will live up to 100 years, and so on. Very big difference. This is an example of blood. Before a session and blood after 45 minutes of in Biotron. No any water, only Biotron. This is example of diagnostic in BioWell equipment. So we can see before picture of energy fields after, and here also we can see before and after chakras. Conclusion. Biotron technology is not radical, but with its regular use, we can rely that we can add 10 to 20 years to your life, maybe even 30. And human sleep 8 hours every day, and this time for nothing. And if use home Biotron 7 nights per month, then you will have good effect, and sleeping time will not will be not for nothing. And also it is rather good, rather important thing is that we are prolonging not only lifespan, but healthy lifespan. And you can see it in videos by mice. Actually, as I can see, no any technology, complex technology, with fighting with age in the world. No tablets against age. You have tablet against liver, against blood pressure, against many other things, but complex tablet against age, you have no. And this technology may be like tablet of against age. And last thing is scientists predict that maybe 20, 30 years later, we will have more radical technology to prolong life. But it is necessary to live these 30 years. And I believe that this Biotron technology can help to do it. This is my patents in 58 countries with more than 5 billion people. This is also patents. And about problems. Main problem is, I don't know why, but scientists don't like to check it, don't like to do independent experiments. I organized about 60 pilot experiments with old mice and nematodes, but no any scientist like to do something or refute it. It's very important to understand that it's working with independent experiments. And I am ready. I am ready to provide device free of charge. I am ready also give necessary materials, but nobody wants to do it. I don't know why. I will not stop. I will go on mass market in China and maybe other world, but it's problem of these scientists actually. Okay, I thank you for your attention. I finished my my presentation.